Hi. Okay, so I said I'd be back, and here I am. I just wanted to come on here, and I'm going to do a collective reading in a moment, but I wanted to give you some background about me. Um, First of all, so I'm a third generation psychic. I have had my psychic intuitive ability my entire life, and didn't I didn't use it in its full form until much later in life. And my grandmother on my mother's side in England would read tea leaves very well. She predicted my mother's best friend's marriage at a young age and a teen pregnancy, which was what led to the marriage in the 60s for her, and many other things. And my mother has the psychic ability to dream things quite accurately, down to exact precision. There was a time in the 70s when my mom woke up and she looked at my dad and she said, "You're never going to guess what I dreamt." And he, aware of my mom's ability, skill set, I said, "What?" And she mentioned a family member of his and said, his wife is leaving him, and this is how much money she took out of the bank, and this is what she did, and this is what he came home to. And he's like, all right. And anyway, so they get up, they start their morning routine. There's a knock on the door, and it was the family member. And he said, "Oh my gosh, you're never going to guess what happened." My dad's standing there with a coffee, and he's like, just for the fun of it, he's like, "Let me tell you, right down to the last cent coming out of the bank account, my mom nailed it." And then so the family member looked at my dad and he said, "Did she call you and tell you?" And Dad's like, "No, she dreamt it." So then that is one example, right? And then anyways, my brother my entire life would tell everybody that I could walk into a room and feel everything. And he noticed that about me. And growing up with the ability to be an empath, even at such a young age, was pretty heavy. And I think that actually had a lot to do with my social anxiety, because I could feel so much going on in a room. And it's confusing and it's overwhelming. And when you're feeling things, you don't necessarily get to be as present as you want to be. So anyways, I'm not going to delve into that as much, but I also have the ability to dream things as well. And I could be walking down the street and be like, "Oh yeah, that was," just certain little things here and there, or I can predict outcomes, and just a lot of different little things like that. But my sincere gift is reading tarot. So my grandmother's was reading tea leaves. My mother's is dreaming things down to a precise accuracy, and mine is tarot. So third generation female psychic, as far as I know. I haven't queried so much about my great grandmothers or anything further back, but that is how deep it goes that I'm aware of. So I am 38 years old, and I love this aspect of my life. It is creative. It is a passion. I'm a writer. I have a journalism diploma, and in my actual career is real estate. I'm a real estate agent. So it's also actually really interesting when I walk into a house, and this is not me promoting myself as a real estate agent. This is completely separate. But when I walk into a home, I can feel energies too. It's pretty interesting. And but I just wanted to share some background, because there are so many people, there's so many amazing psychics on here. There is a very small select under five group that I would recommend. But it's interesting when you go on here late at night and I equate it to like a late night dance club. All these 20-year-olds, all these 20-year-old girls, they all look the same, they all sound the same, and different backgrounds, of course. It's a scene. Like, it's a late night scene on TikTok if you go down that rabbit hole of psychics. And you must be very, very careful. I have tested it out, and I know some of my trusted psychic friends have tested it out too. And I'm never going to discredit anybody. I'm not mentioning names, but never would I ever. But I'm telling you to be very careful, because one thing I can tell you is shuffling cards is key. You cannot, okay, this is the thing that bothers me the most, is when you go on a late night and they're just like, yes, yes, no, no, and they're not shuffling cards, right? So there's energy with each reading that comes in through a deck. And for so many reasons, you do have to shuffle your deck, and you need to clear energy with each and every single thing. If you are watching a psychic just with each question that comes up on the screen, not shuffling and just saying what she feels from the card, just taking off the top and taking off the top, that's not a good start. And what else? I tested that out once because I was speaking to my ex, and I had started speaking. Communication was flowing. It was going very well. So I just typed in my little question to the psychic one night a couple weeks ago, and I said, are my ex and I threw in the initial, are we ever going to talk again? She's sitting there and she's like, no, babe. Then she goes on to the next question. And I just wrote back, and I was just like, really? Because we're talking right now. We're talking like through Messenger or whatever. And the energy, and I can't really go on there. I can't do the deep dive anymore because there's a lot of negative energy, and being an empath, I feel that. So when there's dishonesty and people are being taken advantage of online, I'm feeling it. And so like I'll go from psychic to psychic, and if somebody's legit, I really zone in on to see what they're about, and I watch them, and then I might like some of their stuff that they're doing. But there was that time, and it was actually that night in particular, where I had to, I'm in my room right now, and I just had to get out of bed, and I walked out to my balcony. It was like, I think it was like 1:30 in the morning, you know, the late night psychic club scene that I was in the middle of, like not participating in, just observing. And I had to go outside and just get some air and clear my own energy and channel my angels, Archangel Raphael, to clear my energy, neutralize it to a positive state. I left my balcony door open just to take the energy flow out that I felt that I had absorbed through those readings that I was witnessing, especially that one in particular. And further to that note, I asked Archangel Michael to protect me from all of that. So those are two angels that you can channel when you feel like you've encountered negativity. Even if you're unsure, you're never wasting your angel's time. And Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael are there for absolutely everyone on the planet. And so if ever you feel the need to have an energy clearing quickly, protection immediately, those are the two. And it's never stupid. There's never a ridiculous reason. They are there for you always, okay? Just be careful. Be careful of what you encounter online. Always. And there are a lot of legit, there's a bunch of us out there that are really good at it, but it's annoying when we do see the dance hall psychics at nighttime, just yes, no. And be careful. I do not want to see you being taken advantage of, or taking the advice of a yes or no situation and thinking that's it. Do your homework, do your research, and remember to clear your energy after rifling through that madness, okay? So it's all going to be positive moving forward. We have 2 of Cups, a union, a beautiful union. And I'm going to talk about that here in a bit. I'm going to eat something, but I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about my background and give you just a little bit of advice to protect yourself. And, it's like, don't talk to strangers. Walk down the street and just make your own choices and follow your intuition. Okay? All right. I'll see you in a bit.